unhinged. Tell me who got a flow like God.
Yo, I wanted to do like this so bad. So I'm like, hey.
I thought you was going back with the Yasavania.
I was. I didn't want to do it again this week. What's up, world? What's up? What up? You ain't the world, Negro. I'm trying to talk to our people, our family,
He is in a
our
rare
friends.
form.
I know, right?
I'm on
I
attack
think it was
today,
the red.
boy.
I think it was the red.
I'm on attack, going around the table. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, start with him.
I'm
He
going
Came
around
in
the
wearing
table.
that fiery red shirt. He ready.
Y'all know we
go.
back. You know, we got to start the show off with energy and whatnot because when we talk to y'all come to Cuttin' Up to cut up
Hello.
or participate or enjoy us cutting up. So, you know what I mean? We can't come low energy. You know what I mean? We got to start off with some crazy shit right out the gate. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? It's a black-owned project, black-owned company, all that. We do what the hell we want.
The hell I'm wrong.
We don't have no executives, no corporations, nobody tell us what we can and can't say, what we can and can't do. So we can get on here and talk crazy as hell, but we love everybody.
Yeah, indeed.
Love
Good
everybody.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah, love everybody.
We got a diverse team, so don't come for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We
So
believe in
she's Asian
diversity
today.
as well. You know what I
It's
mean?
real.
You know what? I'm not.
You just called that and you agreed to it.
No,
too.
I called it the first.
No, I think that's Hindi. Huh? Aren't you Hindi?
What's Hindi?
You Hindi on the
My
application.
father
you know, so we
is
trying to get them grants.
Korean. Okay.
Your father's Korean?
And my mother is
I was
German and
bullshitting,
black.
but
I know.
for the
Wait.
haircut,
Your
yeah.
father's really Korean?
Yeah.
I don't see none of that.
Lee.
Oh,
I mean,
shit,
you know how
okay.
many black? His damn daddy named Lee.
That is a good point.
For real? And
Yeah,
he's
my
same
daddy
complexion
named
as him.
Yeah.
I speak Cantonese.
Oh shit.
I speak. Y'all ain't ready.
Wait, you speak
I was ready.
Cantonese?
I was ready.
Fluently.
Shit.
Why the hell haven't
I speak
you ever
German
used it?
fluently.
Yo,
I speak
nah,
French
I knew that.
fluently.
I knew
You
that.
knew that.
I didn't know that.
I speak Japanese fluently.
Did not know
Holy
that. Yes, I
smokes.
did. Yes, I did
You speak
because I tried to
Japanese
learn
fluently?
Japanese. And
You
it's
can
horrible.
scream in 4
And I
languages.
play 12 instruments.
Do you?
What?
Nah, I just think you're lying.
What else about us?
Okay.
What the hell you
I'm
start
full of
speaking
surprises.
4
Give us
Give us the
languages?
bio.
and
Hold up. What?
Playing 12 instruments.
What the fuck was that? That was Japanese, G.
Okay,
I speak pig Latin too, Jay.
That was Japanese.
Ude,
That was
uye,
definitely
one,
fucking-
egg
you
Latin
know
pig.
what?
Egg Latin pay. Lord knows in Latin.
You can
pay.
fool me with some pig Latin.
So say something in Japanese.
All right, hold on. Let's get to the intro, and then you can tell everybody how you doing in
Oh, yeah,
in Canton
sure.
Japanese and stuff.
Oh,
And
we'll
cancer
let's just-
Japanese.
Oh, is that your name on your shirt?
It is.
That is like, you know what? I
that is
need to
dope.
really step my
Wavyy
game
Jonez with 2 Y's.
because I gotta step my game up.
Yo,
you know?
he immediately
Like,
made
I don't even
me
have an
wanna get some
SDOT.
But
chapstick.
wait, guys,
So
wait.
low.
Hold on. For the people that's the first time ever watching our show,
Yes.
they don't know who we are.
Wait,
So
hold on.
we got to go
Oh,
around
yeah,
the table
yeah,
and
okay.
introduce, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to
Okay.
go around the table real quick, then we'll jump right back into this stuff and figure out, where in the hell our CIA operative
Yo,
next
don't
to
even
us
play
knows all this stuff.
I know, right?
But anyway,
I'm
welcome to Cuttin' Up. We
Thank
back
you.
again. You know what I'm saying? Another great week, another lovely time. If you're watching us, thank you for tuning in to Hype TV. If you watch this on YouTube, thank you for following the channel. Make sure you hit
Indeed.
like and subscribe
Yes,
down below.
Like and
subscribe, y'all.
Like
And if you're listening to us on podcasts, thank you. And don't crash while you listen to us because we're going to have your ass rolling.
With the truth.
You know what I'm saying? So first of all, we're going to go over here. I got to go to the one and only, magnificent, colorful, Tropical Papa. How you doing, bad boy?
I'm not even colorful.
He
He did.
He knew
I
he was
knew
talking
he was
about
about
He was talking about himself. He just ain't want to say he had on that
right,
bright
right,
red
colorful
shirt.
today, too. I'm colorful today. You know what I'm saying?
I'm blessed, man.
Team P in the building.
I'm happy to be
Tropical.
here, man.
How you doing, my guy?
Yeah, another day, another dollar.
Are you
Hello.
the only tropical papa in the world?
Yes, the only one.
There you go.
Dope.
Say that.
The only one. There's none other.
Dope.
Yeah.
You just got back from the DR, bro. How was that?
I
Trop?
did, man. Yeah, it was an experience.
Was it an experience?
Yeah, $200 freaky.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you spend them coins?
Hell no.
Oh no, you got yours for free, huh?
No, I ain't getting nothing. I'll be capping if I set up and said that. They was not going. I said, I just want to find me a girl I could just talk to, an American. They said they ain't here. $200
Dang.
freaky, nigga.
Damn.
Really?
Yo.
Wait,
They're getting
what?
expensive over there.
$200.
Yeah.
right.
You can't even talk to them. Don't
Inflation
even bother
in
talking to them.
times.
You start talking to them for 5 hours or better, they want $50. I was like,
Like,
man,
damn, I'm
That's
gonna start trying that.
crazy.
it was crazy.
Just be on a date and be like, oh, sweet, I spent about an hour.
How was the food?
I
I'ma
about
need my
50
$100.
more.
Food hitting, right?
I actually didn't eat that food.
Really?
We had somebody come into the house that was cooking for us, and she was phenomenal.
Okay.
Shout out to Miss Carmen.
Nice.
She cooked for us
Spanish
every day.
food?
Yes.
Bad
No.
night?
It was a mix. It was a mix of
Okay.
American. She had a couple of, you know what I mean, the rice and all that.
Okay.
It was fire. She
Nice.
did it. Yeah. The whole weekend.
Yeah, see, man,
Nice.
black people travel, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Get our brothers and sisters out there, man. You got to
Right.
lead a nation sometimes,
Yeah,
man.
there's
See
people
some
that
other
don't see
stuff.
past the corner store, man. So that was a
Yeah.
So
blessing.
many, man.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Covington, man, how you
I'm
sitting
good,
over there?
my
You know,
G.
you in your all white, looking
Yeah, I
like
know, right?
Charmin,
It's
nigga.
dope.
What's
Yeah, I
good?
know,
Baby?
yeah.
How you
I keep
doing?
it
Super
clean,
dope
Daddy. I keep
shirt.
it
How you
clean.
doing, bro?
Thanks, man. I'm doing good. How you, Pop?
No, this is
Good.
about you, man.
I know it's it. Yeah, but
How's,
it's all about you.
how's your day going?
My day is good. It's good. I got coffee. I'm chilling. I'm with my favorite people.
Yeah.
We talking shit.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what's
saying.
up, bro.
Hell yeah.
That's
I
good
wish we was
life.
your favorite people when we was sick, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't getting no call. We was about
We
half
bringing up
dead
old
and
shit.
shit.
You were my favorite.
Listen, yeah.
You were my favorite.
Yo,
people, but
me
I
and Wayne
don't
look
wanna
right at
catch
each other.
Look,
Look,
the
Okay.
side
Hold
twin,
up,
man.
hold up. I got you this.
Look,
I'm with my
favorites.
favorite person.
Oh,
I got you, bro.
That's
Yeah,
more
'cause
like
he called
it.
him. He called him.
Stick to the truth.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
No,
I called him.
but here's the catch.
Damn.
But you know,
You for
he
self.
knew to call that man. He knew
Yeah.
like, no, Rob's in a
already knew.
whole nother world. Let me go ahead and toss him this phone call.
I already knew. I didn't know what dimension Rob was in that day.
You're
Yeah,
not living
nah.
this down till the pandemic is over. Just so you know. So if this shit lasts for 3 years.
But did you hear that last thing he said?
For 3 years.
You hear that last thing he said though? Rob's in a whole nother dimension.
Yeah,
I ain't
yeah.
paying no attention.
But you know, for those of you that if it's your first time watching or listening to us, you know, we gotta also shout out and introduce you to the first lady of the group.
Hey.
You know what I mean? The one and only. Don't let all the colors fool you. The channel is not done. You can keep watching. You know what I'm saying? It ain't NBC after 3. You know what I'm saying? It's the one.
You know.
It's the one and only. The lovely.
about when he said it.
The astrological Lady SDOT Lee.
Yo.
Crazy, yo.
So, for those of you who are not watching us, I am wearing a very colorful.
So
I'm wearing a
good.
very colorful dress, but this dress is bomb. Let me
No,
add.
no.
Okay.
If you're just listening, you can't see it. Hold on, I'm gonna describe it for you.
It is like that though. It is.
Damn.
Damn. Let me not shout out the boutique where I got it.
Damn. Got to be
Hey,
more
listen, I was supporting a black-owned business. That's all I got
There you
to
go.
say.
Support
you
the
know
black
what I'm
owned
saying?
business.
boo.
You know?
You can pick yours up at
Yo, that shit is hilarious. No, you know that meme when Janet Jackson be like, it's funny because it's true. That shit is funny. Oh,
Damn,
God.
this is
also
dope.
The
dress, though.
accuracy.
You look good. Girl.
Thank
you.
you.
Look good.
Y'all look
Yeah, you-
good.
How you
Doing
you
great.
feeling today?
You know, I'm feeling good.
Yeah,
With a
good.
T. Good.
Good.
Yeah, I'm feeling good.
That's the preacher good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You
Yes,
know?
Lord. We in here today.
Feeling
The
good.
Lord is moving in here. The Lord is telling you the channel's over. It's time to find a new channel. You hear the beat. You see the sign. God is telling you it's time to look at another channel.
Oh Lord. Lord of mercy.
Damn, we got some more water.
Yeah. I ain't opened this one yet. Oh, maybe I did.
We need some kind of smart water for Wavyy.
Kind of smart.
Like putting that other water in the smart bottle.
So how are you doing? How you doing today?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
Santana.
I'm good.
On this
I'm
good
good,
day.
man. Come
Yeah.
on, man. I thought somebody was gonna hit me with something, baby. Come on. You got Kool-Aid
I-
jokes.
you
You
know,
know, what I'm
listen,
saying?
Nah,
I'd have hit me
I
with about
don't
I
3
thought about
cents.
saying you look like the devil. I thought about Kool-Aid. I just kind of left
Word.
it alone. Yeah, he did.
Ah,
Like
man.
a Puerto Rican devil.
Don't be
Yeah.
scared, man. Don't be scared.
Nah, you know,
Now we
it
just
was-
being nice.
Hop into this rain, boy.
I know, right? Yeah, let's go.
Hop into this
This is
rain.
what we do now.
You know what? Look, let me sip some more coffee. I'll dip my toe in the ring.
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. You know, I look forward to seeing you guys, man. I look forward to coming and doing this show. So, I mean, I can't even front. Like, I get excited when it's time to come shoot this joint.
Yeah,
So,
me too.
I'm happy to be here. Y'all see I'm having fun, just cutting up. That's why we
Yeah,
call it cutting up.
Cutting up.
Because I love to cut up,
For
and we
real.
get to come here and cut all the way up.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that why
so
your name did
dope.
that?
Yeah, just to cut up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Fool.
Yeah, man. So I'm feeling good and whatnot. And you giving us a sign, young boy?
I know that's right.
Junior
Go ahead,
producer
call
over
him
there.
Red. When y'all ready, Red.
Yeah, don't be scared. Don't
Old
be scared.
Big Red over
Yeah.
Don't be scared. He was like, no. When you feel like going to commercial,
Let me
It's
go ahead
okay.
and go to the
it's
commercial.
whatever. You do you. You know what I'm saying? No, but
Crazy.
yeah, but we got to train them up while they're young. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He over there doing stuff, but
I want. Who has you saying dead ass? I have never heard you say this.
I don't know.
Never. Where did it come from?
I don't know. I pick up verbiage from weird spots. So
Gotta be. It gotta be a New York dude.
no. I need to
He
know
was
more.
around.
I need to know more about this. What the hell?
Black-owned business.
I'm not seeing the CIA or something, man.
Oh yeah, you talking about all
Who
them
the
damn
hell
languages and
needs
stuff.
needs and all them instruments and doing all that? What's going on, man?
So how many
we just found out
instruments
your
and
daddy
We'll
what
was
talk about it another
Korean.
time.
No, I gotta
Another
know what
time?
instruments.
So
Jesus,
I can't really.
And you sing and
speak
rap.
about it. Sing.
you're not
rap.
really with the CIA.
Oh, I
right?
speak Spanish.
Bruh, if you say you with the
I used to
CIA,
train in like different things when I was younger.
Mm-hmm. You play
Study
piano.
different things. Play piano,
Okay.
not fluently. Violin. Yeah, do a couple things.
Yeah,
Okay,
why
I
have I
knew
never
about
heard you
violin.
speak another language? I didn't know all this.
I've heard her speak
Oh.
a couple of languages. A little bit German.
I feel so left out. I don't get invited to barbecues. I don't hear her speaking another language. I
Well,
don't damn.
I don't get invited to barbecue.
I ain't getting invited to no barbecues.
I don't
I
be
ain't
having-
getting
So we
invited.
all gotta have a barbecue before
Hey, we
getting
need to have a barbecue.
All right,
Kev,
before it get cold.
Kev, we need a
Somebody-
barbecue going on, bro. I know you got a grill player.
Or say
No.
the code.
So
Yo, that's sad. You can't look at Kevin and see he got
I was joking. No, I do know some different languages, but both of my parents are definitely beautiful black
Yeah.
parents.
I was
Yeah.
not
Oh, you
going for
had
that
me.
shit.
Yeah, you
I
had me
was
like
like, she can
twisted
say
up.
what she
Beautiful
wants,
black,
but
yeah,
I'm not.
they're
Yeah, you
beautiful.
must be able to.
Yeah,
Beautiful
I was like
black
Korean.
parents. Now, half of my family is Puerto Rican, so I grew up with half of
So is
half
half
of my
mine.
Spanish side, and so. But yeah,
Oh, okay, dope. Yeah, that had me messed all the way up. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah, nah, you can look at her.
I was like, I got an aunt
Yeah,
uncle
yeah,
that's
yeah.
Korean. And
That's
I'm
black
like,
excellence.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
Okay,
look Korean.
Oh, they
Thank
look
you.
Korean.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, what?
Besides
What's
the fact
happening
that
over here?
they got our features, but they do got the
Yeah.
it's very
You
strange.
Puerto
Yeah.
Rican?
They're like all
I ain't
black
Puerto
and
Rican.
then
He Puerto
Korean in
Rican.
the face.
Oh, why you say your family Puerto Rican? Oh,
He
because
my family.
No, I was about to say.
I'm
bro,
black
I
and
don't
Native
see it, bro.
American. G. Black and Native American.
you might want to go get your DNA tested.
Actually, I do though.
Yeah.
I do.
What,
though. I
what
wanna
you
go-
mix with?
Just black and Native American. So black.
Okay. I don't know who I am, bro.
You black, man.
You'll find.
I'm
yeah.
I'm just black.
We got the same
Black.
skin tone. We probably from around the same tribe.
As
Hell
good as it
yeah,
gets.
Probably.
I
Yeah.
had
is.
somebody pull me to the side and said that I'm Cameroonian. If I'm saying this wrong, please forgive me. I can't remember what it is.
Cambodian.
No, it's not
No,
Cambodian.
Cameroon, from Cameroon, yeah.
Yeah,
From
and then he was like, "No, I'm serious. Like, let me pull up these pictures." And like, yo, we had the same. Like, the women are beautiful.
Yeah,
What
I can
is-
see
He
that.
was like, He goes, "I'm not trying to dish you." He was like, "I've been there." He goes, "I'm telling you, I
Dead
bet
ass.
you your ancestors came from here." He goes,
Ain't
"Or
that what we can
somewhere."
check? There's
Yeah,
there's
there's
somewhere
supposed to
we
be
can
somewhere
do
you
the
could,
check,
but you know,
It's hard for us, actually.
DNA,
Yeah.
the
It's
DNA
harder.
stuff. But you know what's dope? When I was in Kenya, it was an old man, and he was like, we were all sitting around in a group, and he was telling us what tribes we were from.
oh,
And he
that's
could look
dope.
at your features and tell you what your tribe is.
That's crazy.
And you might think this is some BS, but pull that shit up on Google, and you see, like, damn, we look related.
Wow.
And that's when I found out. That's why I had told you.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude told me, he said, oh, he smiled when he said it too. He was going around. No offense to anybody else who was in the group. Your tribes are cool. You know what I'm saying? But when he got to mine, and because I'm, you see how light skinned I am, and I got the curly hair, so I got that mixture of Spanish and black. So I was like, he might not be able to really, you know what I mean? But I was like, I'm gonna try it anyway. I was one of the last to go because I was like, he gonna look at me and be like, boy, I don't know
Puerto
where you
Rican.
from. You from a damn island somewhere. That's where you from. But he looked at me and said, oh, you're from the Maasai.
The what?
The Maasai.
MASAI.
Yeah, and 2 S's.
Okay.
MSAI, yeah. And I was like, the Maasai. He said, yeah, very strong people. They're big like you, very tall and
Oh,
big
wow.
people. That's the ones that do the jumping shit to show off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And man, you see some of them cats. They're some big jokers. You're like, damn, it's them. And then I think the Sudanese that are the biggest tribes. Yeah. Sudanese, the average Sudanese
That
woman's
sounds
height
like
is,
our
I think,
family,
6
'cause
foot.
some big jokers.
Yeah, all our family is like, everybody
I'm probably
over
one of the
6 foot.
smallest. Yeah, I'm probably close to one of the smallest.
So I was like, that's dope. Then I met when we went to the safari that we went on after, we did our filming and stuff. I met a chef at the safari joint that was making our food, and he looked like our uncle. And he was my height,
Uncle Peter?
6'5", yeah. He was same complexion, had our eyebrows, all that stuff. I was like, yo.
Yo, that's trippy.
I'm waiting
he
on
was
him
like,
like,
I'm the mess side.
he said, Uncle P, I'm waiting. I'm like, if he say auntie,
Hi, auntie.
hi, auntie.
So you just gonna aim at me today? You got a Korean haircut.
You
Now
started
you
it. You
got
But look,
how we doing?
the dope thing for me is, and
Oh, shit.
this is why it's good to know where you come from.
Yes.
This is why it's good to know where you come from in your lineage, because you can learn things about your lineage that you had no idea, that you can pull some things out of your own life and go, oh, that's where that comes from. Because like my whole family, especially on that one, our mom's side is just gangsters, even the women. And I don't mean gangsters like, I don't mean running around acting like thugs. I mean just tough and take no shit and brolic. Even the women are beautiful, but they're brolic, know.
And his mama's 6 foot,
Strong
6'1".
No, she's just 6 foot, man. She's growing my mama.
You be growing, mama. Hi, auntie.
All I know is she's almost taller than me.
And so, but so I was like, what is that? It runs through our family, And then was talking with him, and he was like, yeah, that's the tribe that their coming of age. I don't want to get it wrong, but basically their coming of age kind of ceremony is stick them out there and they go get a lion. And one of the ways the guy at the safari was telling me, one of their traditions, they've had to stop it since because the lions are started going extinct. But it's part of their culture. So they were mad about it, but they used to be part of their culture where they would get into a drought and the food wouldn't be as plentiful as normal. So what they would do is they would follow lions, and the lions would attack something and get a meal, right? Take a zebra down or something like that. And they'd walk up and take the food from the lions. Take the food from the lions. I was like, yo, that's too gangster. But here's the deal. And I was like, how in the hell do you walk? Bro, I'm telling you, you see a lion. I ain't talking about the zoo. Wild lions and zoo lions, two different things.
Yeah.
I'm seeing all this shit in the zoo before. I'm like, you go out there, you're like, oh my God, everything is way bigger than it should be in the wild. And you see these lions, this pack of lions, right? I mean, the female lion would make mincemeat of me quickly. Wow. They're swole like that. And then the male lion is twice as big as her. And so you sit there and looking at them like, what do you mean they walk up and take the food? And it was like, of course they can't overpower the lions or anything. It was like, but the Maasai are so fearless because they know the trick to taking the food from the lion is, see, the lion is an apex predator. It has nothing to fear. And you can walk right up to them, they just sit there and look at you like, I ain't worried about you. Like, you ain't about to do nothing to me. Yeah, and so the key to taking it from them was to have no fear, quell any fear inside of you. And you could walk right up to them. The lion would realize that it doesn't sense fear in you. And so the lion's basically like, what the hell does he know?
What do you know that
I don't know? So they get the hell away from the food. Because they're just like,
the lion to back up?
Yeah, because normally they can smell your fear. Yeah. So they know like, oh yeah, I'm about to tear you up. Yeah. But when you walk up to an apex predator that's not used to dealing with fear, because it's the baddest thing out there, and then everything else around it, normally you can sense its fear, right? So when you walk up and you're able to control your emotion like that, your fear, and you walk up fearless and it can't sense your fear, then it's scared of you because it's like, well, shit, I'm the top of the totem pole, so if he's not scared of me,
that's some
shit right there.
That's like a lesson for the day.
That's how they would get
Be
the
fearless.
food. Is walk now. If you have fear, that you messed up.
Catch that L.
I'm about to use that in the rhymes.
But they would
literally. I want them to tell me I'm that. What is it, Mamusa? What am I?
The Maasai.
I'm the Maasai.
What am I?
I say Mamusa. Straight up.
He played that shit. What am I?
Maasai.
I know that's right.
It's the Maasai.
I like that shit.
Yeah, me too.
That's
I was
dope
like,
as hell, bro.
I was into that.
That
I was
is
like,
dope.
that's crazy. I was like, that explains my crazy ass family.
It really does.
Why they not? Nobody's scared of
fearless.
nothing. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Right now, no. I'm not. I wasn't born and raised there. But let me tell you, this is how gangster they are. And this one this is another tribe that was actually, they're like, you know how the Native Americans have reservations here in the United States? And so even though they have the safari there, they had an agreement with the tribe. I forget the name of the tribe, but the tribe, they had an agreement they could stay on the property, right? Even though the safari company took over and they do tours and all that stuff, but these people still live there. Now, mind you, we're just leaving a pack of lions that are like gigantic. And I'm like, what in the hell? I'm scared in the vehicle. Because I'm like, yo, they could rock this vehicle if they wanted to. They're that big. And we're driving back. Dog, I kid you not, it couldn't have been no more than 2 miles. We're driving back, 2 little kids walking. They had a little sash going down like that, and they had spears, and they were just strolling. And I'm looking at this like,
along the lions?
No, they weren't with the lions, but you're
like
talking
2
about
miles away,
our rule for us was we weren't allowed to leave the vehicle because it was so dangerous.
And
now you're driving by, they live there. Like, this is their everyday life. A lion could be anywhere. You know what I mean? And they know this. You feel me? Imagine how gangster you got to be to know you live among lions. You don't never know where they'll be, nothing. And you just do because you ain't worried about it.
Chilling.
Strolling. We're not even allowed to leave the vehicle.
They don't know no different.
Nah.
And they're just strolling. We just seen lions 2 miles back. Okay. I think what was the rule? I think they said a lion's territory is like 100 miles. Some crazy,
something dumb like that.
Yeah, some crazy amount. Like one pride rules that whole area, and they just roam it all day long. You know what I mean? For days.
That's crazy.
But the other pride of lions, no, don't come into these areas because this is theirs.
Right.
And thank you, young man. Did you put the coffee maker?
I'll take this one back.
Appreciate you, sir.
I'll give you this one.
But
thank you.
But yeah, so I mean that shit is crazy, and to know that you're living among that'd be like us walking out this front door, and you know any moment a lion could stroll by. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that would mess up your day a little bit.
Yeah, hell yeah. But anyway, speaking of lions.
You know what?
I like the voice change. I'm a fan.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I'm a fan of the voice change. Ew.
Lions.
That's the sound they be making though.
Yeah.
That's that damn sound, bro. That shit will
on
throw
point.
you
That's
off.
2 for
Yeah.
you and 2 for you.
That's the shit to make you get back right there.
Speaking of lions, man, I wanted to focus today's episode, man, on, we're all the products of black mothers.
Hello.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? Black mothers. I don't think black mothers get talked about enough. And it's not to say that black mothers are more important than any other people's mothers, but at this point
Mine
in time,
is.
They deal with a different life.
Sorry, guys. No.
but
Black mothers are.
but I don't think they get talked about enough, and we have a platform to talk about them. There's different black mamas are different, man. I have friends of all different races and colors, and let me tell you, and
They're
I'm
different.
sure as you guys know, they are not, a lot of other people's mothers are one way for the most part. You know what I mean? Black mamas are nurses, gangsters, you know what I mean? Boxers,
Yeah.
Teachers, everything, man, in so many different, facets. You have never been lopped upside the head by somebody while still knowing nobody in this world loves you more than that person. Like
or
a black
pinched
mama.
to death in church because you're doing something you ain't supposed to do. That happened.
And then
a
me
lot.
and his mother are sisters, and both of them, they I don't
they
want to
a
call them
special group.
crazy, but
They're a special group.
they're definitely a special group. So we had 2 of them, to grow up with, you know what I mean? And both of them could beat us with permission by the other.
Yep.
So
Definitely got whipped by your mama.
Yeah, it was double time.
Yeah.
It's double time. So I just want to spend the time like just talking about some of the funny things and our mamas did growing up and situations, and then also and then the good things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Positive things. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't have to be any particular order. Just whatever comes to mind, man, about your mama. And you got something?
Yeah, I gotta say.
Why
something
you raise
about
your hand? We in the
Because,
class,
nigga,
bro.
You was talking. I ain't gonna stop you in the middle of your
All right.
conversation.
Mr. Covington, you have a question?
Yeah, Mr. Santana. So what I was about to say is I gotta mention, if we're gonna mention mothers, my mama stayed with me for 2 years, spent all her money while I had got hit by a truck, and she stayed with me, and the entire family begged for her to leave. She would not leave. She stayed with me
that's
to the
a mother's
last moment till
love.
we both. She was like, I'm not leaving until we both get on the plane. and we both stepped on a plane. And if you just saw the sleep she got when she got on that plane, because you talking about a dude with traumatic brain injury. I was doing some wild shit. She sat there and waited until we got on that plane, and then I saw this rest come over her face when she just laid back.
Yeah, I remember.
Gotta
that.
mention that.
Oof.
Gotta mention that.
I remember. Even when when you first
goosebumps.
got hit and I
That
went
is
down there, she would
powerful.
not go back to the hotel.
She would not go back to the hotel.
I went back to the hotel, but she wouldn't go.
And she knew how much I like to read. She would sit there and read to me every night
That is powerful.
until I could pick up how to read again, which was weird.
Sheesh.
Now that's the good stuff.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, about to get Wavyy all emotional.
I know,
I
right?
know I am about my mama.
Yeah.
Hey man, don't start this shit.
Yo,
man.
Listen, listen.
You
I
can
felt
talk
very
about your mama
special
without.
because your mama came on my post and was like, "I'm glad you're feeling better." I was like,
She wanted to come in so
What?
bad
Yo,
today
shit,
too.
yo, his
This is
mom
the
is so
queen.
dope.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
listen,
she's so
shout
dope.
out to Wavy's mom because really I
Miss
felt
B.
special.
Hold on, she ain't come on my post because I ain't called you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why. Queen, he ain't called us.
He love us hanging.
You can't use it, but listen.
I got to.
Don't make me pull out my ammo on you, y'all. I'm trying to be nice.
He did not.
Don't be nice.
I'm
didn't
trying.
call
Nice.
nobody.
Pull out the ammo.
You know
Man.
what?
Let's get you off attacking Rob.
Roll the credits.
Give us
Show me a picture of Rob's exes, please. Roll the credits.
Oh.
Any of them.
You know what?
Hey, with the
damn.
exception,
I gotta give you that.
with the
Damn,
exception
son.
of one, because one's my girl. I ain't gonna say the name, but with the exception of one.
She
But
hit, she
What's
hit.
your girl?
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Hey,
all
well,
I'm gonna say is, he has a type.
Hold up. No, I can give you this.
Oh,
I can give you this.
We hit below the
I'll
belt.
give you that one.
Oh,
I'll give you that one
okay.
because
The funny
I
type.
can't
No,
agree with any of my. I can't agree with any of my exes was a good idea. So I'll give you that.
No,
I
I
play I do.
I hope your
I
future
play I
better.
do.
But you supposed
You
to be
win
telling
that
us a story.
about
Look,
your
you
mammy.
see, you see how your cousin be having your back. He be knowing. He know when I'm about to go, and he be like, "All right, so
Yeah.
that's that cousin, that's that
I just-
family."
I want everybody to
It's
get
a
their mama
family
stories.
thing.
in, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Yeah.
Short
The
burst though.
African
Short
Korean,
burst though.
there we
You can throw shots in between, but short burst.
No, I'm done. I only be throwing shots when he be going in. I be giving him like 3 times. That third shot, I'm like, okay.
I threw you a little something. I ain't throw you a hard. I was like, oh, you know, African Korean.
Yeah, you
That's
threw
all
me
I
a
said. It ain't like I said much. But I ain't say that much. But I ain't say that much. I just threw that under the bus, you know?
You trying to change the channel, boy. You can't do that. You can't do that.
You might want to leave this one alone there, buddy.
After hours.
After.
Nah, I love Ron.
But give
Oh,
us
man.
a story, man. You on the attack.
I don't know what type of story. I don't know. Wave, you go. I'm gonna.
Okay, we'll go to
I'll
Wave.
come back to me.
Let's-
Oh, yeah,
let's-
wait, mom's the
Like
dope.
I wouldn't even. I don't even know.
Hey,
where to
we get some
start.
tissue over here.
No,
Yeah.
I can
Oh,
finish the
okay.
story today.
Okay.
Okay.
But when I had COVID,
Right.
right, my mom's would not leave. Like she was there every step of the way. Like I told her, I'm like, Mom, nah, I've gotten to where I can't smell or taste, and she wouldn't back up. You know what I'm saying? So it was like that was a very emotional situation. And then to find out that she had it, and every day she was at the hotel bringing me everything I needed.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? So when I found out she had it and I was good, I was sending her everything back to the house. Like she put up a post the other day and I was looking at it. She was like, see, when your son is something and he still finds ways, and she's going through the refrigerator just showing everything, like that's been my best friend all my life. Like
That's dope.
just a strong black woman. Like my mom, one of those people to where she give you a certain look. He's like, okay, I won't fuck with you today. Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
I get
Absolutely.
it.
yeah, like, all right, cool, I got you. But that's been my best friend, and my grandmother. Am I just talking about my mom?
Oh,
or
yeah,
just talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
black.
Nah, you can talk about
Okay.
grandmamas,
Black
too.
Black
No,
mamas.
I'm bringing up a point. My grandmother,
Excuse
when she was dying of cancer, she was dying of breast cancer,
Mm-hmm.
and on her deathbed, she said, "You look after your mom." So ever since, because my grandmother, my mom was handling her business, and you know what I'm saying. So my grandmother would always watch us. So my mom was working mad jobs trying to take care of me and my brother. My grandmother would watch us. So we was real close. So when she was on her deathbed, she said, "You look after your mother." And I've took that serious. I was only 6 years old. I've took
wow.
that serious
That's
since
dope.
that age, and everything. Like I'll do anything for my mom. So
That's dope.
Damn right.
yeah, so,
That is dope.
yeah, that is dope. That's dope. Yeah.
No,
I want to hear mom's story from you though, man.
You made.
Yo,
I got a
his
lot.
mom is off the chain.
Yeah. My mom, man. I learned to appreciate my mom more as I got older, because I used to think she was just like hard on me. You know what I mean? But then I also understood she knew what she was dealing with.
Yeah.
You know, she knew what was coming. She knew what was dealing with. You know, some parents would be like, "Yo, my kid is special." We all, of course, all our kids are special to us.
Yeah.
You know, but then you do have some, you know, I mean, let's be honest, you know, Barack Obama's mom was sitting back like, I told him. I told him his boy was special.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
So, you know, and it's not to say I was, you know, better than any of the other kids, but it's like my mom knew there was something there, you know what I mean? And she did the smart thing of cultivating it and dropping seeds. My mom used to drive me nuts. It's funny because I do the same thing to my son now, where I'd be lecturing him. He's 9, so he'd be like, "Oh my God." Yeah. When he even told me, I said, "Yeah, I'm like, yo, you know, don't just ignore me, man. I see you tuning me out." So my mom used to say the same thing. I know that blank look. Don't just tune me out.
Right.
And I'm like, you know, looking at little me, you know, doing the same thing. I'm like, that's what I used to do to my mama. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, but she would drop knowledge. And, you know, when I was young, you know, I didn't, you know, I was like, oh God, she talks incessantly. And I know I'm listening. You know what I mean? But then what happened, she was planting seeds. So what happened is I got older, and then later on things would happen in my life, and those seeds had grew, they blossomed. And the fruits, you know, of those seeds, I was able to use and go, that's what she was talking about. Or she constantly drilled in my head a way of thinking that, you know, especially when it came to dreams and not listening to, you know, naysayers and haters and all that other stuff. So when I got older and I was like, this is what I want to do. Yeah. I know what I want to do. You know what I mean? Yeah, but you can't do whatever, bypass. Yeah, but you know, you too big to be an actor. Bypass. You know, you too tall.
Tunnel vision.
Huh?
No, that's what he taught.
No, I'm saying like as I started dealing with the haters.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Right. My mom had just trained me so my brain was so damn such a vault.
Ooh,
it was like you couldn't put whatever you want. I mean, like that's your life, bro. That's your inability to do something. Like I don't know that world. I don't know that life because we grew up originally. You know, we growing up in the projects and trailer parks and all that other shit. You know, shout out to Bonnie Doon. You know what Bonnie Doon is?
Oh, Bonnie Doon. yeah.
And you know, just places like that. And my mom was always like, you know, this is not your world. This is not who you are. You know what I mean? So she was constantly training. So you know, other people like, who the hell are you supposed to be? You in the hood with us? Yeah. Like, no, I'm not. You're trapped in this shit mentally. You know what I mean? Yeah, I ain't gonna be here. This ain't me.
Ooh, that's powerful.
I used to think I was crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it wasn't that I was crazy. It was just she built my mind up to a place to where none of that shit mattered because I knew it was a temporary situation. I always knew it was temporary. And when I said when I grow up, I ain't never gonna live in no projects or none of that stuff. And I never have. Never needed food stamps, you know, all that other stuff. And there's nothing wrong with any of those things.
I
but
need
just
food stamps right now. Y'all hit my line, whoever got I'm not above food stamps.
No,
you know what Dom's talking about.
No. Using them and then having to go stand in line at social services because you don't have. You know, there's a big difference. And so that was the thing for me. It wasn't that I was so anti-food stamp. It was just these things I grew up. I used to have to go sit in the social services line with my mom and watch them be disrespectful and talk to her all crazy. You know, I used to go sit in them lines at the food bank while she waits so we can get some of that half-rotten food and shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? I remember that
jacked up
day.
cheese that I'm pretty sure ain't cheese.
Right.
That was not.
And so growing up, I was just always like, this ain't never gonna be me. I don't mean like knocking my mom or anything like that. I always looked at it as, okay, she set me up to take this further. You know what I mean? So that's why I always took that responsibility of, we know we're supposed to take this further. You know, that's what she's training me for. Yeah. I realized after a while, I was like, oh, you training me? Okay, I get that. You know what I mean? You know how deep that has to be for, because my mom had me, my handicapped brother, and then my little sister who's 9 years younger than me, working like 2 to 3 jobs every day and still find the mental capacity to be like, I got to train you in the right direction to go. You know what I mean? She didn't play that other shit. My other friends' moms did and all that. Yeah. Dudes used to want to sneak out like, come on, Dom, let's go do this. I'm like, you don't know my mother. Yeah.
Was it just
my mother puts hands on?
Or was your dad like in the picture, or was it just you?
Not really. You know, growing up, it was spotty. You know, he was more so in the beginning, but then you know, as things progressed and, you know, time went by, they got more and more distant. Plus, he was military, so he was deployed like half his career.
Moving around.
You know, so it would sometimes it'd go years before we even see each other.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And so, you know, just having that. My mom, you know, she's the one taught me how to ride a bike. You know, she used to throw the football. When I was playing football, she'd be like, all right, you know, when I was smaller, she'd be like, all right, hit me. You know, my mom's 6'1". My mom's 6 foot, and she tough. You know what I mean? So she grew up with her father, who used to have my uncle. He strapped them up with pillows and then had training my uncle, tackle your sister. You know what I mean? And run head first. But she could bang with him, you know what I mean? So he could get that practice in. Yeah. You know, so that's my mother, you know what I mean? So hit me, come on, boom, that's all you got? Don't be no punk.
Yo, bro, she the thug of the family. Bro, she was the thug of the family.
Trenchable, nigga.
Like,
different.
Damn.
Yeah, like the women in our family, man, you think it was Spartans. Different. They don't believe in that boys being weak and soft and all of that.
She was on her shit.
I remember hearing that a lot. What you doing weak for? What? Like, what you crying for, boy?
Yeah, wipe them tears.
I know.
My mom has a funny story about my mom.
Take that L.
Nowadays, you know, you got to be PC. You know what I mean? You can't say whipping, but we used to get an ass whoop, right?
Right.
Nowadays, you guys call them spankings.
No, ain't no spanking.
No,
I've seen
we don't.
I've seen her
We call ass whoopings.
Right. Now, deservedly, because I used to get in some shit. You know, so that was the only way my mom could bring me back in.
He was clever, so he would do stuff that was just like everybody in the house going, this nigga. Because he would just come up with weird shit to do, like breaking into random stuff. It was fun.
But anywho, you know, as far as nigga get us indicted, you know, but no, you know, so he'd have made me forget where I was, but you know, but no, my mom really, you know, trained us up on other stuff, and you know, we got into it, you know, all kind of shit.
Oh, nigga,
it deserved every ass whooping. Yeah, you know what I mean. But one ass whooping I got was, and I might have told this story before to some of you guys. I can't remember. I know you know, but you know, one of the things, and this was like a life moment. You know, this is how deep this shit was. I had stolen. I went to the store. Funny ass shit. My mom's already brolic, right? And this is before she got saved. So before she got saved, she was really about that life. Yeah. And so I seen my mama beat up grown men. I was like, God damn, he ain't doing nothing.
For real.
Right.
Tough.
Right. When it came to us, like people disrespecting us, she didn't play that shit. And so, but anyway, I go to the store. I walk to the store, which is at the end of the street, right? This is Phoenix, Arizona at the time. I walk up the store. And the neighborhoods out there are more like a grid. You know, here you got winding roads. And that shit was straight that way, and the roads went that way. And so, long-ass walk down to the end of the street to get to the store. It's 7-Eleven, never forget it. And I went in there. You remember them chunk candy bars, the silver packets?
Yeah.
The chunk candy bars. I went in there. I really wanted one of those. She gave me enough money. It was going to be a good night. It was movie night. That's why I love movies like I do, because my mom loved movies, and she made a big deal. Even though we couldn't afford to like go through all the big stuff, that was our shit. Yeah, you know, having movie night, get the candy, popcorn. She make a big meal. We all sit down together and just enjoy that shit, right? And so she sends me to the store to go get some candy bars, snacks, shit like that, right? Gives me enough money to get exactly what she told me to get. I get there, the chunk bar, I never had it. It looks interesting. It's a square candy bar. You know what I mean? I want that shit, and I don't have the money. I'm a kid. And I figure I can steal it. You know what I mean? So I take it. I'm horrible at it. You know, I put it in my pocket or wherever I put it. And the person at the front counter is just like moving every aisle I go, just moving with me. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
You know, so I try to put it back, but they were still like on me. Go to hell, young man. but
tell me how you really feel.
Right?
Stupid.
But we go up. I mean, I'm up there. I'm trying to put it back. I can't because it's just watching me everywhere I move. So I walk. I'm like, fuck, I gotta just walk up there now. So I walk up, pay for the stuff, and say, "You got anything else you want to pay for?" And I'm like, "Nah." And they're like, "You sure? You don't have nothing else you want to pay for?" No.
Man, you sound like Lil Don.
And he's like, what about that candy bar in your pocket? I don't have a candy bar in my pocket.
Oh, man.
It's like, I saw you take the candy bar. Now either you tell the truth or I'm going to call the police. And I'm like, oh my God. Here's what's funny though. This is how brolic my mom was. It was like, well, give me your parents' number. I got to call your parent to get up there. I was like, fool, call the police.
Word up.
Call,
Please.
Word up. I don't need that, bro.
He right.
Call mama, call the police.
He was like, what? I was like, please call the police now. Now. Let's go. We got to get out of this area, my nigga. We got to go.
Me and you both going down.
You don't know what's coming. Right. And so he's like hesitant, you know, 'cause probably an adult. He probably was just bullshitting, you know, just candy bars. He's like, no. So he calls the police because I won't give him my phone number. So the cop gets there and I'm like, damn, the cop's like, you going to juvie if you don't, you know, we either take you to juvie or you going home with your parent.
Over candy bar?
Yeah. And I was like, damn. I was like, if I go to juvie, this going to get worse because then she got to come to juvie to get me. So I might as well just deal with this now. So I give him the number. They like, here, talk to your mom. You know, they call it, hey, he got caught stealing, blah, blah, blah. Put him on the phone. And it's just.
The lion came out. Let the lion roar. Oh, God.
Wait, hold up. What'd you hear?
I don't even know what's
That's only
that's all I heard, right?
Yo,
so
that's
I'm like, thanks, y'all. You know, I'm dead over at Candy Bar. Like, you just murdered me over at Candy Bar, right? So they're like, she's like, I'm coming up there to get him, right?
Oh, no, not Miss Santana.
So now it's just down the road,
hilarious.
right? So she's like, you know, 10 minutes go by, right? She still ain't up there, and the cop's like, I thought she said she was a few minutes away. You know, 20 minutes goes by. My mom still ain't up there.
Not Miss Santana.
I'm just, you know, I'm turning white. You know, I'm just like, I'm like
anticipation.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, because my mom was a type, like, you know, she would get so angry sometimes she had to just walk off and then come back and whoop your ass. So, and you like, damn, if this was the ass whooping, like, I'm afraid to know what it was gonna be when you were mad, you know. And so I'm sitting, 30 minutes goes by. I'm like, oh shit. Can we go to jail, bro? Like, come on, like, I'm telling, for all of us, we need lock the shop. Let's get the hell up out of here. And so about 40 minutes goes by.
Put the chains on the door.
I'm sitting there and I'm just standing in the doorway. It's like a scary movie. I'm standing in the doorway, these glass doors. And you know how the street lights are? Like, it's all dark around except where the street lights are, right? And so you just seeing coming out of the darkness, in between every light, a shadow, walking. Then dark again. Then the next street light.
Remember,
see the
his
shadow.
mama is 6 foot.
My mom has a car. So I'm like, oh my God, why is she walking? You know what I mean? And in that moment, I remember she sent me to the car for something earlier, and I still had the keys in my pocket.
Oh, no.
This is Phoenix. At nighttime, it's 101 degrees. Okay?
She pissed.
Oh, my God.
You about to die.
Yeah,
triple ass.
I just knew it was a wrap, right? My mom gets in that. She gets to that door. She opens the door, and I'm like, she thinks I set her up. Like, she thinks I put the keys in my pocket, so if I got caught, she couldn't come.
Oh, no.
Like, she has all these conspiracy theories in her mind. I ain't thinking none of that shit. I just forgot.
Oh, no.
So now she think I set her up, and I
Young
had this
brother
long
run.
plan, and then I'm making her look stupid. So my mom, I mean, she is just red, right?
Oh my God.
And she just walks in. The officer says, ma'am, she says, not today.
Oh,
Damn.
She says, you, come on. I'm like, you just gonna let this happen, officer?
I'm about to die, sir.
Where the laws at,
about
man?
to die.
Right. So we walk. She don't say nothing. We just walk. And she walking fast too.
She ain't say
And we
nothing.
walking.
tight.
And I'm just sitting there like Simba with Mufasa when he thought he was about to get that beat, and he was just like looking at that paw on the ground. Like, that was me. Like, oh shit. So long story short, we get back. She is so pissed. She says, go to your room, because if I whoop you right now, I'm going to break all your bones. So I'm like, damn. So I go in the room. She don't touch me, right? The next day comes. Morning comes. Everything. She's still not speaking to me. It gets to about afternoon. She's like, I think I calmed down enough to whoop your ass.
Yo, that's a problem.
Right?
Yo.
Right. So she's like, don't get a switch. And don't pick no little switch neither. I'm going to go out and get a branch. So I'm like, damn. So you had to pick your own switches. Like, shit, it's just big enough, but not too bad. So you come back. I bring the switches in. She's like, going in the room. So I go in the room. And then she goes in there, commits to start whooping my ass, right? So you like stealing, huh? Well, I don't think getting stole out here today is your ass. so
Gosh,
tearing my ass up, right? It's only hit me on the butt, ain't nothing crazy. But I'm hooping and hollering, of
Of
course, like a
course,
kid.
of
So the
course.
neighbor
Yeah.
hears it and calls the police. This is when
Oh,
the deep shit happens. The neighbor hears it and calls the police, right? This is Arizona. Arizona at the time is racist as shit,
Yeah.
right? So, the cops show up, knock on the door, opens the door. It's 4 white police officers, male police officers, right? So they look at her, and we in the hood, so they expect when they tell you to do something, you just do it, right? So they open the door, and she's like, "What?" And they look like, she's gonna notice it's the police and calm down. What you need?
Right.
Yo, this is just Santana.
She's sweating, got the switch in her hand and everything. Like, what's up? And they're like, "Oh man, we got to call that the child is in here screaming, being beat, et cetera, et cetera." And she's like, "Yeah, I'm whooping his ass." And they look at each other like, "What the fuck?" They're like, "Well, ma'am, the law of state of Arizona, you can't, do this and do that." She's like, "That's my son. If he needs his ass
Right.
whooped, I'm gonna whoop it. Now what?" And that now what part would have me like, "Oh shit, this is about to get worse and worse and worse because it's gonna come back on me."
Yeah, it is.
Whoop your ass on this going on. Yeah.
So I'm like, now what? And they like, "Shit, pull the manual out." I don't know what. That's what they were looking like. Like,
Dang.
what do we
What
do
do we
when they
do?
don't listen? And so she's like, "Well, ma'am, we're telling you, if you continue to beat him, we're gonna have to come back, and you gonna what?" I'm like, "No, mama, please,
Mama, no.
please." And they're like, "Shit, yeah, what are we gonna do?" and she said, "Man, why?" They said, "Man, why are you whooping him?" He's like, "He got caught stealing at the store, and that ain't gonna ever happen again."
Right.
And I was like, the officer even looked like, "God damn, ever?" And so
Until he's 16.
and she said, "When y'all leave, I'm gonna finish whooping his ass some more." And they're like, "Ma'am, I don't think you understand. We're telling you by law, we can't allow you to keep whooping him." And she got up in that officer's face and she said to him, "I'll whoop his ass now so y'all can't whoop him later." And they just like,
Oh boy,
You know how powerful that is?
even
Yep.
I, the one who was getting his ass whooped, was like, "I deserve this."
That's right. That's about
And
right.
even them, they looked at and they told her it's against the
Yo.
law. You cannot do this, and if you do it, we're gonna take you. And they looked at her when she said that and said, "You have a good day, ma'am."
Yep.
Like you could tell it even hit them. Like shit, and they turned and left.
Yo.
And I was like, and I did
Strength
just like
of
I
a
looked at
woman.
her. I reached up, I grabbed the switch. She pulled on it, and I was like, like I ain't trying to take it. She thought I was trying to get rid of it or something, I guess. And I took it, and I went, turned around, walked right back into the bedroom with her. And she
Wow.
finished with my ass.
Wow.
But
Talking about a lesson
it was
learned.
it was a lesson. Like that moment, I knew how deep it was for her. I was only thinking about me and my ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I realized in that
Damn.
moment what it meant for
That hit me.
her.
That took a good
what she's
turn. I
doing.
was like, damn.
Yeah,
That shit
like I
shook the
never
room.
forgot
That's
that
Play
shit.
Pop
Powerful.
Smoke, he definitely just
Right.
shook the room.
Word up.
that
Yeah.
shit hit me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
wow. Like,
my mom used to say gangster shit like that all the time. Though you like, oh,
You owe me, mama.
right, yeah, right.
That's one of the
Right.
best
We're
moments
gonna take
ever.
a quick break, real quick. Then we're gonna come back with some more of these crazy
All right.
ass,
Indeed.
beautiful
I'll
stories.
add mine when we come home back.
All right, cool.
All right.
Some good stories, man.
Bruh,
That's
I'm
a
telling
great
Got a whole
story,
lot
though.
of.
I love
yeah.
stories about your mama though, because your mama was dope. She was the first one to show me scary movies. She was the first one to show me movies with cussing in it. Like I never would have watched any of Eddie Murphy movies if it wasn't for your mama.
Aw.
Yeah.
wow.
Remember when she tried to beat us, but you kept hiding behind me?
Yes. and
So
it
I got
worked.
both our ass whoopings.
It was wonderful.
Dang.
Yeah, 'cause we got caught stealing.
Hey man,
again.
I was so happy
like
he was
15.
big that day because she came across that living room hot. But like we made a mistake and we did young stuff. We stole some fishing lures or whatever, and we got back. But when we got back, the story was we stole jeans,
Yeah.
leather jackets.
His aunt. Don't
Bruh.
get on the phone. My mom talking about them boys in there
you
stealing
ever
jeans,
seen
jackets.
a leather jacket at Kmart? Yeah.
So my mom was like, "Nigga, what?"
If you'd have saw her face come across that living room, I was like, "Yep, no. I won't catch none of
I
this."
told you she's brolic. She went straight fisticuffs. And then this fool, I mean, he turned into the worm. He was,
Boom, boom. Behind
I know
me,
he
like,
did.
Yeah.
The worm.
She was trying to hit me.
tearing
I was
my
like,
head
yeah.
up. I want to whoop his ass
Have you
when she
guys
stopped.
found as you get older that, because see, for me, like you said, your mom's been your best friend all your life.
My best friend, yeah.
For me, as I get older, it really made me realize and appreciate. I've always appreciated my mom, but I'm like, yo, this is really my best friend.
Yeah.
Like when I was younger, you know, you're hard headed. You're like, you don't look at it the way you look at it as you get older.
Yeah.
But listen, y'all, my mom is like the truth in every sense of the word. So my mom is so blunt about things. Like when I was younger, I'd be like, oh God. Like if I had people over or say it's a guy I'm dating, if she don't like you, she'll be like, say you come in, you like, oh, hi, Miss Lee. She'll be like, and I'm like,
Straight up.
and she like, what?
Black
And like,
mamas,
listen,
man.
she does
I love
not.
That's what I love
She
about
don't
it.
play,
They don't
and it's
play.
funny. Like back in the day, I'm like, oh my God, my mom, why you gotta be? And now I've come to appreciate it
Yeah.
because it's like that raw
That being
realness.
real, yeah.
Man, it's like, yo, shit.
Yeah.
And she's always been that way.
Yeah.
And then it's funny because having my own child, you know what I'm saying? I see certain things now, and I'm like, yo, I get it. I didn't get it like that as a kid, and I get it now.
Yeah.
The way my mom used to raise me, like, oh no, I'm gonna tell you, and you think you know it all. I'm like, she don't know what she's talking about.
Yeah.
My mom always knew what the hell she was talking about.
Yeah.
Like always,
Always.
always comes through. So I think of like 3 solid things that like really stand out to me. One is, and I think I mentioned this in like a previous show that we've done before, I think, but you know, growing up, we grew up kind of like rough. I feel like I've lived like 4 different lives, seriously,
I know the
in my
feeling.
lifetime. And in one of these lives, you know, when my father was around, he's military as well, so he would like deploy out and come back, but something with the military did something to him, you know, like he came back one time, and my mom would tell me this, and she was like, he was just different. Like he wasn't the same.
Yeah.
And yo, my father used to hit on my mom. And I remember hearing my mom screaming at night and like going through it. And you know, she had 3 kids. So I remember one night my mother woke me up and she's like, I need you to grab everything you can grab. I'm gonna go get your sisters, my youngest sister. Watch out for this sister. Grab her stuff. And when I tell you to go, we gotta run out the house. And I'm not even thinking anything. Yo, my mom left. And I'm talking about no money, no nothing, 3 kids, and bounced and left that situation.
Yo, where the hell? This is like a superpower.
Yeah, for
Where black
real.
mamas will literally take nothing.
Nothing.
No.
And you look back and be like, how in the
And
hell?
survive.
Yup,
make
and
it work.
survive,
Nothing.
yo.
And make it work.
And it's
you be
funny
sitting
because, like, listen, we've been in situations where, you know, we were evicted from certain things and, like, really went through it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, like, it's, I tell you, I had my car accident. So certain things I don't remember sometimes. Yo, this dude hit me up on my Facebook one time, and he's like, yo, do you remember I used to walk with you to high school? He was like, and I just remember you because you were always so positive and smiling, and you were living in a hotel, and I forgot about that shit. And he was like, I used to walk you back to the hotel, and it was one of the times we were like evicted. So it was like at school you wouldn't even know. I remember times we had no food. I'm bringing food from home to feed my sisters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And but the thing is, throughout it all, yo, my mom never broke. So it's like I think of that
That's
stuff
the
now.
superpower.
Yeah.
It's like,
Listen,
how did you not break?
yo, we had a conversation and she was like emotional, like, I'm so sorry. You know, you were the oldest, like you had to grow up. And I'm sorry I brought you through this. And I'm like,
Sound like me.
Yo, that's how she was. And she was so upset. And she's like, I wish I would have never had to place you in certain situations where you had to do certain things.
Yeah.
And I had to stop her. I was like, Ma, let me tell you something. I am who I am because you are who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like sometimes, yo, you got to take the hands that you're dealt. And she taught me that.
Right.
You got to take the hand that you are dealt and you do not fold.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like that whole like we bend but we never break. Yo, my mother is the epitome of that.
Yeah.
You know, like right now, you know, I'm going through something right now. Yo, my mom would not leave my side. I'm talking about, listen, my mother got up in the middle of the night, drove hours. My mom don't even drive, with someone else, and has not left my side since. And I'm telling her like, Ma, go home.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay, you know? And she's like, no, I'll be right here. She's at my house right now. And like those things, you know, it's like I took her out to dinner last night and I had she was talking to me and I had this moment. I was like, Mom, I'm so sorry. I got to interrupt you. And she's like, why? What's going on? I said, I really appreciate that I'm here and I'm hearing your voice and we're talking to each other and we're in this space and I just want you to know I love you so much. And she was like, that is so sweet. You know, like, she's like, that is so sweet.
She didn't get the power behind it.
Yo,
You telling her that.
Yo, it hit me. I'm like, yo, this is such a blessing. Yeah. Like, just to be able to have this moment and then the connection that we have, you know what I'm saying? And like to have gone my family's been through some shit. Numerous times and so many different, the whole 4 lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been through some real shit. And time again, yo, we never fold. Right. I mean, my mom's like, no, you keep she used to tell me, you know, because I was always the tallest one in the room, tallest one back in the day. Now it's different. But like in like middle school and stuff, I was the tallest one. My mother would be like, you never slouch. You keep your shoulders back. Like, to this day, I have perfect posture. Like, you know, if you see me walk down, I think people be thinking like, oh, this bitch thinks she all that. It ain't that. It's like, it's embedded in me. You don't put your head down. You know what I'm saying? People, yo, you look somebody in their eyeballs when you talk to them.
Look how he walk in the room. He think he better than everybody. Like, no, that's what I was taught.
Right.
Head up, chest out.
Be proud of your name. Your name is unique for a reason. Don't let nobody mess up your name. Your name isn't, because her name is Sandra. They call her Sandy. Your name's not Sandra. I named you Sandrea. You tell your name. You know what I'm saying? So I tell my daughter that. Don't let nobody mess up your name. You make sure you pronounce your name.
You got a beautiful name. Sandrea Echinacea Lee. That shit is fly.
Oh, Echinacea.
I'll take it. Look, somebody out there like, ooh, it's Echinacea. Let me remember. If I see her. They're like, yo, Echinacea.
Your mom used to watch Cuttin' Up.
Shout out to black mothers. They are.
And grandmamas and aunties.
My mom would take in strangers in the crib, yo. I'm talking about kids that ain't have nowhere to go. Yo, I remember I'd come home, my mother would be like, oh, this is like, let's say it's like, this is Sarah. She didn't have Sandra make her a plate of food. And I'm like, okay. And it was just normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, to this day, if we go back to like Jersey, people will tell my mom, thank you so much. I remember when your mom fed me. I remember when your mom was there for me. I remember this. And yo, she's the bomb.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Mama, and you just reminded me something real quick. And then I want to bounce over to Rob again real quick. But just the way moms, especially black moms, think, man. My mom, even though, especially at the time we were in Arizona, and there was a lot of racism going on and whatnot, and I would deal with it at school daily, you know, and we would deal with it other places and whatnot, and even still, like, I never forget, because when you saying that, it reminded me of my little friend Jimmy Van. If you're out there, I know I ain't seen you in forever, but hope you're doing all right. But Jimmy, that was my little best friend. He was, you know, he's a white kid. You know, they were poor and they were trash like the rest of us. You know what I mean? And I used to hang out with him. And my mom, no matter the racism going on and all, she didn't even like his father because his father was kind of a dick. You know what I mean? Probably didn't like black people, but anytime she always showed Jimmy nothing but love. Yeah, always. It didn't matter how many white people treated certain ways or whatever, or Hispanics or whatever. She always treated Jimmy with love. You know, like he was one of her own. Anytime he was over there, he was always trusted to be there because even though his dad acted the way he acted, he knew Jimmy was good over there. Right. Yeah, at our house. You know what I mean? And then just other places, you know, introducing us to, you know, other people that were white. You know, the Claude and Randy, if y'all still out there, shout out to y'all. But it was like, they looked like hillbilly rednecks, bikers, you know, and somehow my mom befriended them and they used to have Bible studies and sit together in the middle of the desert. Wow. You know what I mean? And they talk like is, you know, one fat one looked like Santa Claus and the other one was tall and skinny with a long ponytail and biker jackets and Harleys. Wow. And you would think that they don't even like black people, but they was down with it. That's who took me out to hunt, fish. Not fish, but hunt and, you know, go through the desert. Like, you drop me in the desert, I'm good. Because I used
that's dope.
Yeah, I used to follow behind Randy and, you know, those guys, and he'd teach me, don't do this, do that. I ended up hugging the side of a mountain one day trying to follow him and watch this dude walk up like it was nothing. And I'm like, what do I do? Right. He's like, just crawl back down to the ravine and follow it back. You'll run into everybody. Yeah. Oh, wow. You know what I mean? But just, you know, all that kind of shit, just opening us. My mom's very open-minded. Yeah. And very, no matter what we dealt with, she always made sure, don't worry about what them people do. Right. Worry about you and have love for everybody. Because everybody, I know these particular people in this area treat you a certain way, but they're not all like that way. Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? There's good and bad people in every race, creed, and color. She introduces country music, rock. I knew who Aerosmith was when I was a kid, and I knew who Prince was, Michael Jackson,
through your mom,
Garth Brooks. You know what I mean?
That's
you name
dope.
it, yeah. So, I have a very well-rounded palette.
Right.
And I'm like, how the hell, I look back, how the hell did you do this? Like you said.
Right.
Without breaking.
Right.
In the midst of everything else, the work and 2 and 3 jobs and the dealing. I had a handicapped brother. So the boy had doctor appointments every 2 days. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And then a little baby that had to be taken care of. Yeah, seizure disorder and all of that.
Wow.
And homegirl was, I don't know how you looking, like how do you break? You know what I mean? And no offense to anybody else's, moms of different creeds and colors, but I had friends that was just like, their mom was just like breaking because they were bored because dad wasn't spending enough time with them. They breaking, they're in rehab and shit. You're like, bro, if
mama, you would have the stuff, mama.
Right. That's it.
And somehow raise good people.
So I want to tell y'all, I want to give y'all a jewel. I was going to hold this to the end, but I want to tell y'all now. So someone told me this. Shout out to my best friend, P. He told me one time, he was like, because his parents passed, right? And he was like, one time I was like, yeah, my mom's getting on my nerves. And he goes, yo, he humbled me so quick, right? I was like, she's getting on my nerves. Keep asking me all this stuff. And so I'm texting him and he goes, let me tell you something. He said, 1, you need to be really thankful you have her first. He goes, and 2, because we were heading on a long drive back from, I think, Greensboro. And I was like, I know my mom could be talking and I don't feel like talking about this. You know how it is sometimes. I was like, oh God, I don't feel like it. And he goes, let me tell you what I wish I could have done to my parents. And I said, what's that? He said, ask your mother, how did she grow up? How was her life growing up? And he was like, ask her, how was her life growing up? And what are some of the trials and tribulations that she went through growing up? He was like, and get her talking about that. And he was like, you'll be surprised. It's probably going to be certain things that you'll be able to pinpoint in your own life. Like, oh shit, this is why I do this.
That's
Yeah.
Let me tell you something that to this day, that's one of the most, me and my mom have really deep conversations now, especially now that I'm older. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The best conversation and then she looked at me, she's like, thank you for asking me that. That was a real good conversation. I was like, honestly, it came from me. But yo, it was I was like, Ma, just tell me, how'd you grow up? You know what I'm saying? What's some of the craziest stuff you've been through? And she was like, okay, let me tell you. And she likes to talk, you know what I'm saying? So we talking, and I found out stuff. I was like, yeah, okay, Mom was a hustler. Okay. You was in the streets. Okay. Stuff I was finding out. And I'm like, yo, wow, this is dope. And it was just a different type. It was almost things that your parents don't really want to tell you.
Yeah.
When you ask them this, they tell you in a different perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you're looking like, oh, shoot, I never knew this. This is dope.
That's the cool shit, too, is later on when you get older and you start having real talks with your
right.
mom.
Oh, God.
And you be like, oh, your ass was cool. You was out there doing what?
Yeah.
I know you was out there doing all that shit.
Listen, man, if y'all have it, you should do it. Yeah. You should do it. 1, it'll give you a bond. You know what I'm saying? And then 2, you'll learn something that you didn't know about your people. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was the dopest conversation I've had with her, for real.
Watching him grow up and his mama, funny as shit.
Really?
He had a different kind of experience. You talking about somebody who's like, yo, I think your moms hate you, yo.
Oh, shit.
Because I irritated her.
He used to drive his mother.
I irritated her.
Why?
You know
Doing
what?
what?
Just doing stupid stuff. Legit. It would be
Really?
stupid.
In my
shit.
defense, it wasn't stupid to me at the time.
Of course not. Of course not.
But I would just be doing silly shit because I was very inquisitive. So I would be doing shit like one time. She almost beat my ass because I was looking through the newspaper and she was expecting very important mail. And I found out if I put it up to the sun, I could read her mail. Of course. And I heard, stupid! And I'm like, and she's like, boy, if you don't get in here with your silly mom.
See how that wooden spoon, he would do stupid
Oh
stuff.
my God.
And she be talking to his dad. He be like, the boy is just stupid.
Yeah.
The boy is stupid.
He's so stupid. He gets on my nerves.
Damn.
I mean, he was the bane of her existence, but
the
she
funniest
loved him
part
to death.
was his dad, because she would completely love me, and the stuff that she put me on, she taught me about women. She taught me about, really? She taught me about how to, she was one of the first people to start teaching me body language and be able to notice things from a difference. And my father, I'll never forget, my dad read a lot. So I was like, yo, Pop, how do you get girls? And no lie, this is his only answer. He says, ignore them and read a lot. And went back to reading. So I went to my mom and was like, he said ignore y'all and read a lot. She was like, he's right. What you do it, you want to read as much as you possibly can, because that means any girl you get in front of, you be able to speak to. You be able to talk to them about anything. Nice. And she was like, and you want to listen. She was like, and she was the one that taught me this. Listen to a point where you can repeat the last 3 words they say, repeat it in a different verb, and then say it again to them, and then go back to listening.
That's
and
the truth.
Talk all night.
That is the truth.
And she put me on that. That was the first one.
Yeah,
that's
so
smart.
Pause. So one thing I want to do.
Whoa, is this shit too much? It's good, please.
One thing I want to do.
You know what?
I had to give him a stopping point.
Hey, it worked though. It worked. I get
it.
So before we wrap out, man, it's a really dope episode, and I know there's a lot of people out there. I mean, we could all sit and talk about all the things from our moms and the things we learned, the crazy situations. I mean, I have hilarious stories with my crazy ass mama, but I love her to death. And I know you all love your moms and whatnot like that too. And so, before we leave, man, I just want to go around the desk. And, if you don't mind, give your mom a shout out, say her name, and tell her what you think about her. Yeah. And then move on to the next person. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to kick it off with SDOT. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
represent for your mama.
Listen, mama, I know you're going to listen because my mother just supports everything that I do. I mean, everything. So my mom, a big shout out to Sandra, who I am named after. You are phenomenal. You are beautiful. You are glorious. You are regal. You are powerful. And if I can be half of the powerful force that you are and half of the queen that you have raised me to be, I am doing something right. I am all I am because of all you are. And thank you for being in my life. You changed the life of everyone that you touch. And you are just phenomenal. And I love you. And I thank you for being the strong, beautiful Black woman that you are. And that's it.
Amen.
You'll do that little cute smile after.
No, right, girl. You
that's my baby.
That's Sandy's baby.
That's my baby.
That's Sandy's baby. Yeah.
Sandy's baby.
And I'll throw hands for you quick too.
Oh man,
quick. Don't nobody mess with my mama. Like when you're a kid, like don't nobody mess with my mama.
Say something about my mama again.
Yeah,
say something about my mama
again. That's why people don't understand why Black people are so quick to fight when you say their mama.
As soon as you say a mama thing, that's it. That's fighting words.
That's the great way to see me truly fight.
If you know what we see our mothers go through, you would know that just saying your mama is enough to start some shit.
That's
say
it.
You
know what I mean?
I will slide you on the side of concrete.
But Rob, go ahead.
Yo, Madres, you are the best thing that ever happened in my life. My father.
This nigga turned Panamanian.
Hey, yo. Okay. So, between me and them, let me explain it.
Oh, my God.
Let me explain it. I've always called my mom Madres.
Really?
And it was because of the conversation we had. We had a conversation when I was younger, and it was a silly conversation. But I was like, we was watching some show, and I was like, Mommy, if I died and came back in a different body, what is one way that you know that it was me in that body? And we sat there and talked about it for a hot minute. I was like, I gotta call you something. So you always know it's me. Like if I wrote you a letter and I could never speak to you or something like that, and so I started calling her Madres. And I started calling her that, and now she knows as if something ever happened. Matter of fact, when I got in the accident and everybody thought I lost my mind, and I turned around and looked at her and called Madres, she was like, he's going to be fine.
Oh, that's dope.
So I've always called Madres. Madres, you're one of the best things that ever happened to me. You and my father, if it wasn't for y'all, I can say this honestly, I wouldn't be here. Right. Like, honestly, there's no way I would have survived not one time I died. Many times I've almost died.
Right.
You're the best thing that ever happened to me. And you one of the best business minds that ever lived.
Super dope.
Mr. Jones.
Damn.
Listen, because he just brought the emotion out, didn't he?
I'm saying, from what you were saying, it was hard to follow. Then he said what he said.
pulled
Like,
on a
oh
heartstrings.
my God, son. If people know how much I love my mama,
Right.
but damn,
Yeah,
man.
like, and it's not a competition or anything.
Yeah, you just
it
speak,
ain't, it
just
ain't
speak
even,
from,
it ain't
speak
even
from the
for the
soul.
people.
that was deep.
It's
dog.
just
That
you
was-
talking
that
to
was
your
Yeah.
mother.
deep,
You
man.
know what I mean? In front of the world.
Miss B, Bernadette Carter,
Hey.
the greatest thing that ever happened to me. We've been through so much. I remember a time you thought I was asleep in the van when I heard you ask my stepfather, say to my stepfather, I don't know where I went wrong with that kid. And I wasn't asleep. I was listening. And ever since that day, and the reason she said it is because I was bad. Like I was
Right.
getting a lot of trouble in school, and she was up there almost every day because I was not about to let them teachers talk to me like shit.
Any old way.
You know what I'm saying? And I still won't let you motherfuckers talk to me how y'all want to.
That's right.
God
You know what I'm
dang
saying?
right.
But yeah, she was up there every day, and I heard you say that, and it changed me from that day on. If you never realized it, you're the greatest thing that happened to me. Like I said, I love you, and we got a lot of stuff to do. We got a lot of stuff we're gonna do, and I'm grateful that you're still here and that you're still breathing, and yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Dope, man. Y'all
Heart melt.
Give it.
I know, right?
trying
Got
to make a nigga emotional.
like
Damn allergies. Acting up again.
It be like that during this season.
All right, come on, your
yeah.
turn.
You know, my mother, Tracy Santana. I love your crazy ass.
Yeah.
You know, you are fun and were a fun mother. You were tough. That's for damn sure. But you made me tough. And you made me prepared. You know, I didn't know how wild the world was gonna be. I didn't know how difficult the journey, you know, a lot of my journeys would be. But you built me for tough. You know, and sometimes I wondered why you were so hard on me and why, you know, you wouldn't let me, you wouldn't give an inch or nothing. And when I got older, I understood. And I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you taught me. I appreciate the seeds and the jewels you always gave to me. I learned that method, and I do the same thing with my son so that he's set on the right path. And you taught me the most important thing was to wear my crown and to walk with my head up and my chest out.
Say that.
No matter the situation, no matter the room, you know. So everything I do, I try to do it big. It always has an impact. Everything I do has an impact. And it's your legacy. It's the impact you taught me. And it's the energy and the vibes you gave me. So I thank you. I hope you're around for many, many more years, talking crazy, and getting mad at people. You old, still talking about throwing people in trunks when they piss you off and all that stuff. Now, you know you too old to be doing that stuff. But, you know, thank you for always having our backs, protecting us. And like the rest of our mothers up here, working that superpower of bending as far back as one can be bent and never breaking. I love you. And
oh yeah, I didn't get to say it. Ramona Covington. That's my mama.
That's right.
Ramona.
I had to throw one
in there.
Oh my God.
Well, you know, shout out to all the mothers out there, but you know,
All the
we just
beautiful
want to
mothers
show
out
you
there.
all love, and we want to thank you and give you your flowers while you're here on this earth still breathing. And for those that are not still on this earth, you know, shout out to them too and the legacies and the
Yes, I love that you said that. Yes.
Yeah, the seeds they dropped, you know, that grew into, you know, all these wonderful things. So, you know, we ain't cut up as much on this episode, but it was a really good.
Oh, it was powerful.
Yeah, it was powerful. I mean, sometimes you gotta have real talk, and sometimes you know, you gotta recognize, you know, the black mothers, they don't get enough credit.
Yeah, and they definitely deserve it.
They don't get enough credit.
They deserve it.
Congratulations to you two for being a great black mama.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we got a black
that's so
mama.
dope.
Nah,
Thank you
seriously.
so much.
That's so
You know what I'm saying?
That is.
Little
Thank
old black
you.
mama.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A black mama. You gotta throw that on there.
Lord
Black
have mercy.
mama.
You're crazy.
That's so funny. That's
I don't use
awesome.
certain words. You
It's
say
so
it a certain way
funny,
and make the
yo.
whole shit funny. Black mama.
You got a gift for that because
Yo.
Rhodesia Ridgeback is something that's funny because of the way
All
you
of
say it.
this funny. It's awesome.
Yeah, Mama Ridgeback.
No.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the same effect.
Mama didn't have that.
No,
No.
it's the mama in front for me.
Mama Ridgeback. You know what I mean? But no, thank you, world, for joining us again for another excellent episode of Cuttin' Up, where, you know, it's real talk, it's real love. You know what I mean? It's just genuine. We genuine. We're going to cut up. We're going to tell you some real shit. You know what I mean? We're going to have a good time with you, and we also going to hit you in the heart sometimes. You know what I mean? Hit you in that heartbeat because it's necessary. You know what I mean? Black love. You know what I mean? Black love. We got to love to thine own self. Be true.
Boy.
You know what I mean?
Purest soul to everything.
That's soul love.
Soul love.
That's soul love.
Everybody's
you know what I
doing
mean?
Y'all know that tag?
They keep sweating. Soul
That's
love.
the purest love you can get is from the soul, man. For real.
Now, if you're watching this late, we're going to zoom in on SDOT. Put the kiddies to bed. The channel is over.
Look, you saw me key in? You are here with another episode of SDOT. And I want to let the fellas know this evening.
I love y'all. Y'all crazy.
In the great words of SDOT's dress, the show is over.
You know what?
Y'all silly boy. But, you know, in true fashion, we up out of here. We love y'all. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you tune in next week. Make sure you share, subscribe, like on YouTube. Make sure you tell your friends, hit Hype TV so you can make sure you hit those new episodes when they drop. You know what I mean? And if you ride around in your car and you want to keep hearing us, we are on podcasts. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you do that. Follow us on Instagram and follow us on YouTube, and make sure you like and share, subscribe, all that good stuff I already said. And with that, of course, you know, we got to throw the ball back over to
Sunshine.
our sweet lady SDOT Lee.
Look, I caught the ball. You mean I was like, psh, okay, I got it. Listen, I want to say to everyone that's been listening, once again, you guys know that we appreciate you and we love you so much. And so thank you for supporting us, the constant support of us. Sometimes family is more than just blood. Sometimes family are the people that you choose. And I'm saying this to say that if you have people in your life that are a mother figure, parent figures, love them as well. We want to give a huge shout out to you, to anybody who leads, teaches, grows, nurtures. You guys are the best. Shout out to the Black mothers out there, because that's what this segment was about. And y'all, hug your moms tight, okay? Because y'all know that we live one life, you know what I'm saying? And we're living it to the fullest, but our energy always lives on. But hug your mothers, man. Tell them you love them. If you need to rectify something with them, you do that. And if there's someone that's been special in your life and that was a mother figure, pick up the phone, tell them that you appreciate them. Yeah. We appreciate y'all. So love.
So love.
So love.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Doo 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 doo. I can't hit them notes.
I was about to hit that note.
I messed up at the front, but I got it at the end.
What they got us cutting